Om Jai Ganapati Deva, Prabhu Jai Ganapati Deva, Vigana Vinashana Swami, Vigana Vinashana Swami, Sukha Sampati Deva. Om Jai पार्वती पुत्र कहावो, शंकर सुत स्वामी, प्रभु शंकर सुत स्वामी, गजानंद गणनायक, गजानंद गणनायक, भक्तनयनुगामी। ओम जय रिद्धि सिद्धि के मालिक, मोषक यशवारी, प्रभु मोषक यशवारी, कर जोरे विनती करे, कर जोरे विनती करे, आनंद युसवारी। ओम जय प्रथम आपको पूजत, शुभ मंगल दाता, प्रभु शुभ मंगल दाता, सिद्धि हो ये सब कारज, सिद्धि हो ये सब कारज, दरिद्र हट जाता। ओम जय सुंदर सुंदला दुंदर दुंदला, मस्तक पर चंदा, प्रभु मस्तक पर चंदा, कारज सिद्ध करावो, कारज सिद्ध करावो, का तो सब पंदा। ओम जय गणपति जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे, प्रभु जो कोई नर गावे, दादू का कह बावती, दादू का कह बावती, निश दिन सुख पावे। ओम जय गणपति देवा, जय गणपति देवा, प्रभु जय गणपति देवा, विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी, विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी, सुख संपत्ति देवा। ओम जय गणपति देवा, ओम जय गणपति देवा, ओम जय गणपति देवा। ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्व मम देव देवा। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सियापति रामचंद्र की जय, जगत जननी श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, you may kindly take your seats. Devotees, we all gathered here tonight, and we will continue to gather for the next 11 nights. to worship what is called the Param Braham in the form of Shri Ganesh. Before I commence reciting the Katha, we'd ask each and everyone to try to picture that beautiful form of Lord Ganesh in your minds as we chant these verses, which are dedicated to his worship. Om Masumukashtai Kadantashta Kapilo Gajakarnaka Lambodarashta Bikato Bigananasho Vinayaka Dumraketoragana Jaksho Bhalachandro Gajanana Dwadashaitani Namani Yapate Trino Yadapi Vidyarambe Vivahi Cha Praveshe Nirgame Tatha Sangrame Sankate Chaiva Viganastasya Najayate Shuklam Varadaram Devam Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanam Jayet Sarva Vigno Pashandaye Abhipsitartha Siddhyartha Pujito Yasura Surai Sarva Viganaras Tasmai Ganadhipataye Nama Shivatane Varishtama Sarva Kalyana Mudati Parashu Kamalahastam Shobitam Modakenaha Arun Kosamamala Vyalaya Gyopavitam Mama Hriday Nivasam Shri Ganesham Namami Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Sudaya Mama Prabha Aviganam Kurumedeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Viganeshwarai Varadai Surapriyaya Lambodarai Sakalai Jagadvitai Nagananai Shruti Yagya Vibhushitaya Gauri Sutai Gananat Namo Namaste Bhaktarti Nashana Parayai Ganeshwaraya Saraveshwarai Shubhadai Sureshwarai Vidyadharai Vikatai Javamanaya Bhakta Prasanvaradai Namo Namaste Namaste Brahma Rupaya Vishnu Rupaya Te Namah Namaste Rudra Rupaya Kari Rupaya Te Namah Vishwarupa Swarupaya Namaste Brahmacharine Bhakta Priyaya Devaya Namastubhyam Vinayaka Lambodara Namatubhyam Satatam Modaka Priya Anirviganam Kuru Medeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Avahanam Najanami Najanami Tavarjanam Pujamachaiva Najanami Shamasveti Ganeshwara Bolo Shri Ganeshanda Bhagavani Ki Jai. I think by now everybody knows that the purpose we are doing this Ganesh Yagya is to commemorate the founder of this temple 100th birthday. That's a long time. And of all the yagyas he did in his life, never did a Ganesh Yagya. Because there was no book on Ganesh to read. My journey with the Ganesh Yagya started in 1979, 1980 in Woodland. From there to 2000. And then from 2000 to 2006 in Kampu. In between that, in Princestown, we did it. In New York, we did it. All over the place. Took it all over the place. And then I found the Ganesh Gita. And my father and I sat down and translated this Ganesh Gita in 1980. I never used it. Because it was too small. And one day I was saying to him that we must do this as a yagya. He says, it doesn't have enough information. Until you don't find enough information, you cannot use it. And strangely enough, 3 weeks ago I found the information. 3 weeks ago I found it. So, we will do that. And also, this yagya is in memory of a very good friend who was just cremated on Friday. Very, very close. If anybody want to have the perfect sister, she was the perfect sister. If Anybody wanted to have the perfect family member? She was the perfect family member. Right? I'll give you her name. Her name was Toy Sahadeo. I spoke to her on Monday. She was complaining with a bad knee. So I went and get some medication for her. And I was asking her on Monday how the medicine working. She said, very good. So when she come to the yard, order her next bottle for she. Only to find out Tuesday morning she just dropped down in the house and dead. So that was, we still messed up over it. But we'll also dedicate it in her memory. Before we begin tonight's katha, let us join, as we always did over the years, in chanting what is called the Ganesh Stotra. Yato nanta shaktirananta jiva yato nirgunada prameyad gunashti yato bhakti sarva krida veda bhinnam sadatam ganesham namamo bhajama yatashvavira se jagat sarva vetustata japsano vishwagopta tatindra dayo Daitya Sannagha Manushya Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Vannahi Bhanu Bhavurabho Jalancha Yatashthagarash Chandrama Vyoma Vayu Yatashthavaram Jangama Vriksha Sangha Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Danava King Narayaksha Sannagra Yatascharana Varanascha Padashta Yatah Pakshikita Yato Vidagashta Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Bodhera Jnananasho Momoksho Yate Sampado Bhakta Santosha Kasyu Yato Vickramaditya Yata Karya Siddhi Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yata Yatra Putra Sampadvanchitarto Yato Bhakti Vedya Tato Nekarupa Yata Shoka Moho Yata Kama Eva Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Nanta Shakti Sashesho Babova Dharadharani Nekarupo Chashakta Yato Nekada Swarga Loka Hinana Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Vedacho Vikundaya Manobi Sada Nitine Tititayam Grananti Parabrahma Rupam Chedananda Rupam Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Nanta Shakti Ranantashta Jiva Yato Nirgunada Prameyad Gunashti Yato Bhakti Sarva Krida Veda Bhinnam Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Jo Jape Dashta Divasam Shloka Dishkamidam Shubham Ashtavaram Chaturtyaho So Ashta Siddhikapnuyat. This astuti is written in the Ganesh Puran, and it says that those who read this during the daytime for Ashtavaram, 8 times you should read it. Chaturthi, that is today. So Ashtasiddhikapnuyat. Such a person will be blessed with the Ashtasiddhi. So we begin the Ganesh Gita. The Ganesh Gita is in 11 chapters. So it fits in nice with us. So we begin. Vigana Harana Mangal Karana Sharana Sukhadadatar Shri Ganesha Padakamala Yuga Baram Baram Bar. The first doha, which is a very strange thing, because the Ganesh Gita is written in Sanskrit. And the first verse in the Ganesh Gita is written in Hindi, where the author says, Vigana Harana Mangala Karan, Vigana Haran, the destroyer of difficulties, the one who showers auspiciousness upon us. Sharana Sukhadadatar, upon whose feet lies all happiness. Shri Ganesha Padakamala Yuga. To that Lord Shri Ganesh, Bandao Barambar, I bow to him again and again. And then the actual slok begins. Brahmannamata Vishnushta Shivam Ganapatim Tatha Ambika Sharadam Chapi Vande Viganopashantaye. Brahma Mata Vishnushta. I pray to that Supreme Lord as the creator, as the sustainer. I pray to that Lord as the destroyer, together with Lord Ganesh. Ambika Sharadam Chapi. I pray to the mother of the universe, Ambika, in the form of Sharada, the giver of knowledge and speech. Bande Viganopashantaye. As I begin this auspicious work, may there be peace and may difficulties be removed from my pathway. The Ganesh Gita begins. Shukavach. Evam eva pura preshta shaunakena mahatmana sasota kathayamasa gitam abhyasa kuchachdutam. In ancient times, Shaunak Muni had asked the great Sutji. All our scriptures begin the same way. That there was a large gathering of the ancient rishis and the munis. And they will all gather in that place which is called Naimik Sharanya Kshetra. And it is in that place all the questions would be asked. And Sutji would respond to all the questions, all basically pertaining to the coming Yuga. What is going to happen in the Yuga and how we are going to deal with it. So here, Shaunak had asked him, Sasuta Kathayamasa Gita Vyasam Susachtutam. This Gita that you have heard from your Guru, Vyasji, tell me about this Gita. And Sutuvaj, Ashta Dasha Puranotam Mritam Aprashitam Tvaya Tato Tera Savatapatu Mechamya Mritamutatamam. Again he says that these Puranas have been broken up into 18. And you have explained the 18 Puranas. I now have that desire. Mrita Mutamam. Mrita means the Amrit, the nectar. To partake of this nectar, which is called the Gita. Yena Mritamayo Bhotva Pumana Brahmamritam Chayat Yoga Mrita Mahabhaga Taname Karunaya Vada. Through your teachings, many great souls have become liberated from the cycle of birth and death. I want you to explain to me, to narrate to me this Gita, Vyasuvaj. Ata Gitam Pravakshami Yoga Marga Prakashini Neyukta Prichate Sutta Ragye Gajamukhe Naya. In this path that is called the path of light, we call it yoga, I will narrate this Gita, which Raja Varenya had requested from Lord Ganesh himself. Raja Varenya says, Viganeshwara Mahabaho Sarva Vedya Visharada Sarva Shastrartha Tattvagyam Yogame Varatumarhasi. Raja Varenya says, O Lord Ganesh, you are the destroyer of distress. Mahabahu, you are the most powerful one. Sarva Vidya Visharada, all knowledge exists within thee. Sarva Shastrartha Tattvagya, you are the one who fully understands the scriptures. Yoga Mame Vaktumarhasi, narrate to me what is yoga. Sri Gajananuvach, Lord Ganesh says, Samyagya Vasita Rajan Bhatiste no grahan mama Shranugitam Pravakshami Yoga Mritamaye Nripa. Lord Ganesh says that through my mercy, through my blessings, you will become pure. The Ganesh Puran was a discussion between Raja Varenya and Lord Ganesh, the entire Ganesh Puran. So he says, having heard the entire Ganesh Puran, through my blessings, you will become pure, you will become truthful, you will become honest. And for this reason, Yoga Amritamayim Nripa, I will narrate to you about this great nectar, which is called yoga. Na yoga ma yoga me tyahur, yogo yogo na cha shriya, na yogo vishaye yogo na cha matra divishtata. By using the word yoga doesn't mean yoga. One of the strangest things I've experienced, I was walking through Manhattan and saw a sign, yoga. So I went in and see 4 white people sign up on their head. There's yoga. So they asked me if I know about yoga. I said, well, in my religion, I know we walk with the foot. I didn't always walk on all the head. So this is what the Gita says. Accumulating wealth is not yoga. Worldly desires is not yoga. Controlling the sense organs, even that is not yoga. Yogo ya pitrimatarde, nasa yogo naradipa, yo yoga bandhu putrade, yatashta bhuta saha. Living your whole life in the same house with your parents, that is not yoga. Acquiring the Ashta Siddhi, that is not yoga. Having good children, not yoga. Having good siblings, even that is not yoga, O king. Nasa yogo striya yogo jagadado bhutarupaya rajago gashtayo yogo na yogo gajayavajibhi. Getting married to a woman who could support you financially, that is not yoga, O king. To have, well, here say elephants, but to have motorcars, vehicles, that is not. None of these things represent what yoga is. Yogo nendra pradasyapi, yogo yogartina priya, yogo ya satya lokasya, nasa yogo mato mama. To become Lord Indra is not yoga. To be on the path of yoga, to acquire the celestial planes, even that is not yoga. He says, nasa yogo mato mama. He says, O king, even to me, I do not accept that. So if I do not accept it, you should not accept it either. Shaivasya yoga no yogo Vaishnavasya padasya ya na yogo bhupasurya tvam chandrata tvam na kubirata. To journey to the abode of Lord Shiva, to become what is called the highest Vaishnava, to reach the abode of Surya and Chandrama, to become Kubir, even these things, these are karma. This is not yoga. Nanilatvam nanalatvam namaratnam nakalata navarunyam nanairetyam yogo no sarvabhaumata. To become like invisible like air, to become like fire. Some people have developed it where they could stand up in fire and they won't get burned. To become a Devata, to become Varun, to become one of the cardinal points, to become the ruler of this universe, even these things are not yoga. Yogo nana vidama bhupa yunjanati jnananastatam bhavanti vitrishaloke jitahara viretasa. There are many types of yoga, O king, and yet they are not yoga. Virajan, what's the difference between bat and ball and cricket? Do the same thing, right? No, it's not the same thing. Two different things. One real skill. So here he's saying, intelligent people will understand that the purpose of life is to become detached from this world. Let it go, let go everything. And the two most difficult things is to conquer ego and to conquer food. People cannot see food and leave it alone. It's a serious problem. In Sanatan Dharma, when we talk about ego, Which part of your body have the most ego? You have any idea? Make a guess, you might guess right. Your mind, you know where your mind is. Your mind is not part of your body, your physical body. Where you think the ego is. You'll never guess. It's on your head. People spend their whole life in a beauty salon just to fix their head. I know a lady dead under the eye, she hair in the box too. Your hair is your ego. Take it off. Shave it out. That's what the Bhagavad Puran says. If you're reading it, shave it out. That is the biggest ego you could have. Your hair. He says, become detached and free yourself. Hara vireta saha. Free yourself from desires. Pavayantya khila lokan vashikreta jagatriya karuna purana hridaya bodhayantya pikakshana. People who have connected with the Supreme have been able to control the three worlds. They purify the universe. I'll give you one example. A fellow called Shankaracharya, one little man. He was in the 20s when he died. I think 32 they say he was, somebody say he was in the 20s. He revolutionized Sanatana Dharma. The only man in history who has walked the four corners of India. You have any idea how big India is? The whole of Europe could fit in the state that is called Calcutta. The whole of Europe could fit in one state. Go check it on the map and see. And he walked the whole of India. And he developed certain rules and guidelines that even today the scholars cannot unravel these things. Very simple rules. And they cannot understand it. So he says this is what they do. They come into this universe. Their hearts are filled with mercy. Karuna Purana Hridaya. Mercy for who? For humanity. Bodhayantya Pikangshana. And they are the ones, throughout their whole lifespan, they will not cause pain or hurt to anyone. Jevana Mukta Hride Magna Paramananda Rupini Nimilyakshena Pashyantam Brahmaridestita Tamaha. They become liberated whilst they are alive. They are called Jivan Mukta. In the Bhagavad Gita, they talk about Raja Janak as a Jivan Mukta. He was liberated while he was alive. They are the ones, Paramananda Rupini. They attain that supreme bliss. Melyakshena Pashyantam. They are always happy. They are always smiling. And they see that Supreme Lord within themselves. Dhyayanta paramam brahma chetate yoga vashikritam bhutani swatmana tulyam saravani ganayantite. That, what they have experienced, is called yoga. That is what yoga is. The Gita talks about 18 different types of yoga for different reasons. But yoga really means that when you connect direct to God, that is what yoga is. Chitta yoge vashikritam. They are controlled by their buddhi, by their intellect, by their intelligence. Bhutani swatmana tulyam. They continue meditating upon that Supreme. Saravani ganayantite. Looking upon all life form as equal to themselves. Nobody has written about that more beautifully than Sant Goswami Tulsidas. Where did the line he write, Indra? Where did the line Tulsidas write? When you see God in yourself, you see the same God in everybody else. I ain't hearing you. You have a mic on, say it, they're correct. Siyarama may sabajagajani, karahu pranama jodi jugapani. That is it. Nobody has written it more simple than Goswami Tulsidas. And no scholar has yet been able to unravel what that really means. Tulsidas was such a genius that when he wrote the Ramayana, in the beginning of the Ramayana, there's a slok. It's not in the Ramayana, it's in the Jivan Charit. that anybody who read this Ramayana, if they find a mistake in it, correct it. Correct it. And nobody has found a mistake in it yet. Nobody. Things that he has written in that Ramayana cannot be taken literally. You know there's a line at Chaupai in Uttarakhand, Do lagawara shudra pasunari. Don't ever take that literally at all because you'll get yourself in trouble. Don't ever take that literally. It doesn't mean that. He was so smart that he coded the entire text and he left it up for people to unravel it. One man tried to do it, a fellow named Pandit Jwala Prasad. And he put the Arat to the Ramayana. And he still couldn't unravel it. The experts have said that Jwala Prasad is an incarnation of Tulsidas. Tulsidas is an incarnation of Valmiki. And yet he still cannot unravel it. This is what the Gita says. That Yena kena cheda chenyan, yena kena cheda hata. Yena kena cheda krishta, yena kena cheda shritaha. Never cause pain or hurt to people who are less fortunate than you. Never do that. Such people, whether you insult them or you praise them, they do not respond. They do not ask for anything, nor do they accumulate anything. And throughout their lifespan, they have depended upon no one for anything. Karuna Purana Hridaya Brahmanti Dharani Tale Anugrahaya Lokanam Jetakrodo do Jitendriya. They continuously wander this world, filled with mercy. They control the most deadly of the sins, anger. And they become virtuous, they become victorious over their sense organs. And they are filled with mercy, they are filled with affection, they are filled with divine love. Dehamatra brito bhopa samaloshta shmakangshana etadvasha mahabhagya yascharkya gochara priya. All that they have is the physical body that was given to them. And they treat everything in this world, O king, with an equal eye. Whether it be metal, gold, everything. They look upon everything with an equal eye. Tamidani mahamavakshe kshanuyoga manotamam shrutvayam mujjate jantu papabhyo bhavasagarat. This is what yoga is, O king. It is Shrana Yoga. Yoga breeds nobility. Yoga is not for everybody. Don't ever let nobody tell you yoga is for everybody. Yoga is not for everybody. Yoga is, the first teachings of yoga is Shranu. Shranu means nobility. I am explaining this to you, O king. Listen to me. This yoga liberates you from all sin. This is the yoga that Bhavasagarat, that causes you to cross this ocean of misery and to cross it safely and to cross it joyously. Shiva Vishnu Shashaktecha Surya Mayina Radipa Yo Veda Buddhira Yogasa Samyaga Yoga Mato Mama. In this age that we live in, Lord Ganesh says, 5 devatas are important. Shiva, Vishnu, Durga, Surya, and myself. Anyone you pray to is as good as praying to all 5. Make no distinction amongst them. Ahameva jagadyatat shranapi palayami cha kritvanada vidamavesham sanharami swalilaya. I am the one who creates this universe. I sustain and destroy the universe. And this is done through different leelas, and it is done through different forms. Ahameva Mahavishnu Rahameva Sadashiva Ahameva Mahashakti Rahameva Yame Priya. I am worshipped at the Mahavishnu, the Sadashiv. I am the great Shakti. I am Surya. I am also Yam, the god of death. Ahameva koninam nasho jata pancha vidapura agyanan manajanati jagata karana karanam. I am the master of this human race, Arjun, Raja Varenya. I am the one who has created the elements. I am the one who is the cause of this Maya. And those who are ignorant and foolish, they get caught in this web. Mata yagnera pudharani mata akasha madutao Brahma Vishnu Sharudrashta Lokopala Disho Dishaha. Through me, the elements come into being. Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, the 10 guardians of the cardinal points, they are all created through me. Basavo Munayogavo Manava Pashavo Picha Sarita Sagara Yaksha Breksha Pakshi Ganadapi. I have created what is called the Ashtasiddhi, the yogis. I am the one who has created the greatest of animals. You read Gita, you ever, Indra, you ever read when the Devatas went to heaven to convince God to come on earth? They had a prayer they sing. Read the prayer. Jaya Jaya Suranayak Jana Sukhadayak Pranatapal Bhagavanta. What's the next line? Go Dveja Hitakari Jaya Asurari Sindhu Suta Priya Kanta. The purpose God come on earth is for go, to save cows. Because God was smart. I tell people that. God not stupid. He left Sanatan Dharma in the hands of Pandit, who spend their whole life convincing people to dan curry cow. And the cow ended up by the butcher. You understand? So, he had to help them. Man living in a gated community and he had judgment dan curry in cow. Where are you going to mind that? You know much about cow? Somebody tell me, they have a cow in Penal that is used now. This cow is so famous that he just posed to the camera to take picture now. He gets so accustomed to this thing. You renting a cow to dan curry a cow, play with this thing in your head. Play with this in your head and see if it's making sense to you. It's not even making sense. The Bhagavad Gita, very, very clear on that, you know. Very, very clear. And let me explain something to you. Dan currying a cow, not going to get you to cross the Vaitarani River. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you that if you get catching that, you're really stupid, you know. That is according to what the scriptures say. According to the Yam Shastra, the dan currying of a cow is to pay the boatman to carry you over. But I could swim pretty good. I could take my chance in the water. You understand? He says, protect that animal. I am the one. Yaksha means animal. Protect animals on the face of the earth. Animals were born to be protected because they have no buddhi, they have no intellect. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. Protect the rivers, protect the ocean, protect the seas. And those the things we're destroying right now. Tataiva kavim shati swaraga nana sapta vananicha manushya parvata sadya sedaraksho ganesh tatha. The 21 divine mansions and the 7 nagas, the monkeys, the siddhas, the demons, they are all created by me. Aham sakshi jaga chakshur lepta sarva karamabhi avikado priyo hama vyakto veshva yagobhyaya. In chapter 9 of the Gita, there is a verse that Sakshi, I am the witness to what takes place. I do not interfere. God cannot interfere. People can say what they want. Everybody bawling out, the weather hot, the weather hot, the weather hot. You better stick to the hot weather because when this weather change, half of Trinidad going to drown. The one day when this weather change, this whole country going underwater. One day going to take. I witness everything, O King. I am the eye of the universe. I am in every karma, in every action that is performed. I am the Nirguna Braham, the formless. I am the authority. Those who do not know me, I am the indestructible force. Ahameva param brahma vyayananjatmakam nripa mohayasya khilan maya shreshtan mamanaranabho. I am the Supreme Lord of the universe. I am the one who is so easily pleased. My Maya has caused this universe, their minds to be clouded, even those of the most educated. Let me tell you something. The first time I heard the word Ganesh Utsav, I was reading a yag in Woodland, and a pundit was reading a yag in Ramai Trace. So he said, let me swap. I said, what do you mean by swap? He said, you come Ramai Trace one night, and he will come Woodland. So let me explain something to you. You will not survive in Woodland because you come in to sing and pump organ. You will not survive. And Ramai Trace ain't ready for me. So you stay in Ramai Trace. He said, we're having a great Utsav. You know what the word Utsav means? Utsav means fet, bacchanal, behavior that leads you out of control. That's what you celebrating? You celebrate that. I celebrating Ganesh Gita, Ganesh Puran, not Ganesh Utsav. And they can't pronounce it right. There one fellow on TV calling it Ganesh Ustav. He can't say Utsav no how, Ustav. He cannot say Makar Sankranti, Makar Sanskranti. And nobody can correct him and tell him, hey, you're an idiot. Get it right. You're dumb. Get it right. When I was going to school, teachers used to tell me I'm stupid. And they used to tap me up. One teacher was proud enough to tell me I will account to nothing in my lifetime. And I live to see he dragging in the road because of rum. So thank God me come nothing. You understand? You're an idiot. You're saying the wrong. And people saying it after he the same way. Ganesh Ustav, Ganesh Ustav, Ganesh Ustav. Say, you keep that in Barakwa where you come from. Don't bring that out of Monkey Tongue at all. Keep it righty. You have it wrong. I don't care what you say, it wrong. And it have no Hindu month in the calendar called Shravan. It have no month called Shravan. If you find a month called Shravan, I eat this murti for you. Without Kuchila. It have no month and everybody following it blind. Everybody celebrating. You know to celebrate Utsav? Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan. Go watch it on YouTube. See what Ganesh Utsav is to them. If that's what you want to celebrate, you go right ahead. I am not celebrating no Utsav, my friend. He says, this ignorance that even the minds of educated people are caught up in this web. Saravada shadikaryeshu taniyam yojaye brisham hitva japatalam jantu renakara janma bhishanai. This Maya causes so much anger, so much desire that their senses are lost in this. They are released from this when they enter into this yoga after many, many births. You keep trying all the time. The greatest gift God has given to this world is for you to be born a human being. That's the greatest gift. What you do with it when you get it? Virajya vindati brahma vishayeshu subodayat Achedam shastra sanagaya taredahyam manalena cha. Something has to happen in life, O King, that will make you wake up. Something had to happen to you for you to wake up. And when that happens, then you begin the search. And then you're going to realize who is the Supreme. Then you will understand Achedam shastra sangha. Then you understand the knowledge of the scriptures, not the verse, the knowledge of it, what it represents. And then, Taidada Yamanalena cha, it's like an arrow that pierces the chest into the mind. Fire cannot harm that person. Akle Jamabhopa Bhuvanare, Shoshamamarutina cha, Adyavanta Jamanavepi Sharirasminanaradipaha. Water cannot drown him. Fire cannot burn him. Even when the body is destroyed, that person is Brahman. He merges into me. He becomes immortal. Would you like to live 100 years? Serious? You don't live 100 years? Wasting the time in the world. Says, why try to live 100 years? Do something better than live 100 years. What it is? Do one good thing in your life that people will talk about it for 100 years. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravasante shrutiritam taiva darata muras tatonya manave pinaha. Those who study the scriptures, the Vedas, if you study the Vedas, all you're going to think about is your duty. What is your duty? What is my duty? What is my responsibility? Lord Ganesh says, such people, darata muraha. Muraha means fools. You have all the knowledge of the Vedas and you're still stupid. You'll be a fool. Because the one thing they're supposed to learn, yanamanave tipi sanaha. Who am I? They didn't learn that. Who am I? Kuravanti satatam karama janama mrityu pala pradam swarageshvara rata dvasta chetana bhoga vriddha. They will continuously be subjected to birth and death. Birth and death. All they think about is whatever karma I perform, the immediate results for that karma. Performing karma for wealth, for fame, what that does to you. You ever see a real rich man yet? There are plenty in this country. You ever see a smart rich man yet? It have none. It have no smart rich man, all stupid the same way. Because they believe money could buy everything. This is what the Ganesh Gita says. That chetana bhoga vidyaya, it destroys their intelligence. You have money, but you don't have sense. Sampadyanti te bhopa swatmana nijabandabha sansara chakrayuna janti jara karama paranara. They have captured themselves in this universe through their own actions. These fools find themselves in the wheel that is called birth and death. Yasya yadihitamakarama tatakaratabhyamadarapanam tatosya karama bijana mochina swaraya mahakura. I say to you, O king, dedicate all your karma to me. Dedicate your rituals to me. Do it in his name. Only then I will destroy in you the root that causes desires to spring in you. And from that destruction in the mind of the individual, such a person is transformed to my devotee. Chetashud deshta mahati Vigyan sadika bhavet Vigyane nahi vigyanam Parama brahma munishware. I will purify their intellect. They will become great souls. They will develop this divine love through knowledge, and they would realize me. Who am I? Tasmat karamani kuravanti buddha yokto naradapi natva karama bhave kopi swadharamata yoga vastatha. Whatever action, whatever karma you perform with your mind, with your intellect, dedicated to me. Whatever karma you discard your own dharma. There is a beautiful verse written in chapter 2 of the Gita, verse 47. Karamanyavadikaraste mapaleshu kadachan. Your birthright is to work. Your birthright is to perform karma. It is not your birthright to seek the reward. Let me ask you something, lady. Madam, are you happy with the salary you're getting? None of us going to be, I'm not happy with the salary I get either, and me working for nothing. Nobody going to be happy with the salary, but not in your hands. You understand? We understand that materially. Whatever job you do, that salary comes from somebody else who determines that for you. It's the same principle with karma. perform the karma. The results of that karma is in somebody else's hand upstairs. Let them put the guiding hand involved. It is not right to discard one's duty. There is a beautiful verse in chapter 18 of the Gita. Sarvadharma parittajyam mamekam sharanam braja. Surrender everything to me. It is my duty to protect you, Arjun. My job is to protect you. Your job is to seek protection from me. Jata ye yadya karamani tatasiddam na vindati adavagyane nadikaru karamamanye sayujyate. The intellect of the human being cannot be purified without performing karma, without performing your duty. They will not be intelligent, and they will never accept it. Without a pure intellect, they have no right to seek knowledge. First, engage in the performance of duties. You know how much years it took the man to build a gun? How years it took to build a gun? Really years it took. The man who built the first gun, when he pulled the trigger, he dead. Because it backfired and killed he. So they took years to master it. Any damn fool could pull the trigger now. You understand? Because they don't have the intellect to understand the danger with what they have in their hand. They don't understand that danger. A gun is not a toy. It never was and it will never be a toy. When I was growing up, it was a toy. You had Cap's gun and you're playing John Wayne and you're bow, shooting up the place. Some fellas took that seriously and went and get a real gun. And they're shooting up the place for real too. That is not it in the wrong hands. Put knowledge in a fool hand. You have any idea what damage you're going to do to the Dharma? Pandit Ramesh not here tonight. I was doing his mother funeral. So I said, we do it different. We'll put the body on top of the pyre. And we cover it down with the cloth and then we go light it. So it had 3-4 young pundits from St. Augustine was there. So they said they're going to report me to the authorities and they will take disciplinary charges against me. I said, when you go back, tell the boss one thing for me. Never send a dog to hunt a tiger. That is a free meal. And he asked me what I mean by that. I said, I rest my case. This verse says the same thing. Never put knowledge in a fool hand. You don't know the danger in what you're doing. Karamana shuddha hridayo veda buddha mupeshati sacha yogo samakyato mritavayo hi kalpati. By performing karma, the heart becomes purified. When the heart becomes purified, then you begin to accept knowledge. And when you begin, buddhi mupeshati, when you begin to accept knowledge, sacha yogo samakyato, that is what is called yoga. And such a person becomes amrit, immortal. They live forever. Yogo manyam pravakshami shanubhopatu datamam pasho putro tata metre shatrubando sahrijjane. I am going to explain to you now, O King, the highest stage of yoga. Listen, O King, that animals, children, friends, enemies, siblings, and all human beings, Bahira dreshta sasamaya hritastaya lokayet puman sukadukhe tatamarshe harashabitau samo bhavit. Look upon every life form with an equal eye. Look at it from outward, physically, and then see that same creature in you. See the same thing in you. Make no distinction in happiness, in pain, in anger, in joy, in fear. Remain stable, because these qualities is for everybody. Did you ever see me really vexed yet? You ever see me vexed? You never see me vexed? Half your life gone. If you really see me vexed, you wouldn't call me by your house. Right? But I could be ignorant like everybody else. I could be damn happy too when I'm ready. I could be frightened like everybody else. I always, when I light a fire on the creek, I always have a line to say. You set my soul on fire, and I put fire on you. But I always have it in the back of my mind, one day somebody going to do that to me. There was a time, this mandir was built already. 1987, Avinash was born. 1987, 88, somewhere around there. Where Joda? Remember you make a harpoon for me? So I bring it and I show my father it. I say, watch this harpoon good. I'm waiting for you to dead now. I said, the book say, you ever hear a bhajan used to sing? I go find it and go sing it for you one night. That while the body burning, they take a bamboo and choke your skull to burst it open. I said, the way your head hard, I go use this harpoon. He said, and when you're done with the harpoon, don't throw it away. Keep it. You have a son. He go jam you with the same harpoon. You understand? That is how the man was. He was very, very sharp. He could have think off his foot. Right? Sharp. Real good thinker. He says, what I say to you. Rogaptau chaiva bhogaptau. Sickness is for everybody. Luxury is for everybody. Victory is for everybody. Vaya je vijaye pichaha. To accumulate wealth is for everybody. Those scheme people to get it. That's the difference. Profit and gain is for everybody. Also, birth and death is for everybody. Control the mind. Nothing going to miss you. You're not missing nothing in this world. When I tell people, how long you married now? 45 years? I ever gone carnival yet? Since you know me? Never. Never. I bad lucky with them things. Shivratri will fall for carnival. I will sit down and try my best to say Om Namah Shivaya whole night. And as I wake up in the morning, somebody has parked a truck right in front of the mandir with about 60 bucks on it and blast it full blast. So I forget Shiva a long time. I pick up my baseball bat and I go on outside. You understand? I have the same problem next door. Whole night, whole night, whole night, whole night. Talking to the authorities every day. Make no difference. One policeman made an effort to do something, only to realize when he went in there, he come out with a bottle because that's his brother running the place. I guess take again. You understand? So something always push you to revolt and do something stupid. When you do something stupid, people go say, you know what, that is Vikram, he was a big pundit, look what he do. They don't understand what Vikram went through for the past 20 years of hearing that banging in your head all day. They're not understanding that, you know. They will only see the end product. And this is what Ganesh says. That I will look on at you and marvel that for somebody who has had so much knowledge, so much intelligence, in a split second, you lose everything. You have to be real careful. Samo ma vastu jateshu pashyana narata vahestitam surya soma jala vahanau shive shaktau tata nile. Know me to be within this world and know me to be outside. When you look at the sun, you look at the moon, you look at water, fire, you feel the freshness in the air, know it's me you're dealing with. Dveja hride mahanajam tiratekshetre ghanashini vaishnavacha sharadeveshu tata yaksho rageshu taha. Those who are knowledgeable in scriptures, the rivers, the lakes, all places of Tirat, religious places, Lord Vishnu, all celestials, the spirits that exist in the world. I remember once I did a cremation, and they tell me we're going up somewhere in the northern range to throw the ashes, which I found real strange. Why I leave in Mosquito Creek to go up there, 3.5 hours drive just to throw ashes? And it's only when I reach I realize, they say some Swami tell them that this place, the link to India, and he footprint there on the stone. I say, listen, all the Dotish people was living in north. How come all you end up in south? All you cannot be so stupid to buy them story. You can't be that stupid, man. Come on. You says you really buy that story? And they believe this thing, hook, line, and sinker. I say, well, here what's going on. Them fellas cooking curry duck on your guru back right now. You understand? Don't buy into this rubbish, boy. We have too much scriptures with too much knowledge to get caught in this rubbish that people selling and peddling. Somebody called me on the phone a few days ago. He see me advertising as the Obiaman Pundit in Trinidad, checking patra and fixing wife and hot. I say, donkey, The number you call is 652-1043, not 327-8841. How stupid you could be, that is not me. It's the name spelled different, it pronounced the same way, but it's spelled different, that is not me. Plenty of people I cannot convince that is not me. So you know what? Waiting for the Banga season to come. I check in same way. How foolish you could be. How foolish you could be. Gandharaveshu manushyeshu tirata yagya bhavenu cha satatam mahiya pashyet yo yama yoga vishuddhyate. When you look upon every life form with an equal eye, and you feel the pain that every life feels, that is called yoga. There's a beautiful bhajan sung by Lata Mangeshkar. Vaishnava Jan ko. See that? That is what a Vaishnava is. A man who understands the pain of other people. My father said it different. Man ki peera, man ki pehchane. Only the mind understands the pain that the mind is going through. He was no Lata Mangeshkar, but he said the same thing. Samparahritya sarvatebhya indriyani vivekayat sarvatra samata buddhir sayogo bhupame mata. Through knowledge, you could be in control of your life. Do not be an opportunist. Control your mind and keep it that way. And if you could do that, Raja Varenya, that is what yoga is. Atmanatma vivekena ya bodhir deva yogata swadharma sakta chintasya tadyogo yoguchyate. Through your dharma, through your blessings, you will become intelligent. Your soul that has been given to you for safekeeping, through this yoga, you would liberate that soul. That's what this yoga is for, to become one with God. Dharma dharamo jata teha taya tya ubhavapi ato yogaya yonajeta yogo vedeshu kaushalam. With the proper knowledge, without proper knowledge, you could never understand what is right and what is wrong. You first have to understand it first. It is the duty of every individual. Think about the job in front of you. Analyze it. See the danger in it. Put the safety methods in place and then do the job. And how you do it? With a pleasing mind. Renounce the fruit. That is yoga. Dharma dharma phale tyatva manishi vijatendriya janama bandha viniramukta sthanam sanyatmanamayam. Control the senses. Seek no reward for the righteousness or the unrighteousness. And free yourself from bondage. Merge into that Supreme Lord. Yada hya jnana kalosham jantara buddha krameshyati tada soyati vairagyam veda vakya dishu kramat. Such people, when you acquire this pure knowledge, freeing themselves from greed, from ignorance, when you free yourself from greed and ignorance, then you have the birthright to study scriptures. That is when you study scriptures. Seek no reward. Become vairagya. Renounce everything. Trayevi pratipannanasya stanutvam yasyati sada paramatmanchala buddhit tadosa yogamapnuyat. Regularly perform your karma. Study the scriptures. You will acquire that love for God. And then, when you acquire that love for God, that love and affection will grow within you and spread out through humanity. Manasana kilan kaman yadadi matvaya jetriya swatmani sweyam santushta stira buddhir tadochati. When you discard all karma, When you become satisfied with yourself, when you become happy with yourself, that is an intelligent person. Chapter 6 in the Gita says, the human being has the ability to uplift himself and then to degrade himself. That is his choice. Vitrishna sarvasaukeshu nadvagne dukam samit gata sadva sadhu dagaya sterabodestadochate. Happiness of the world doesn't interest him. He has no interest in that. Distress, difficulties, fear, anger, mental pain, these things do not affect him. It come and it go. Such an intelligent person will be blessed by me. Yatayam kamato gagni sako chayati sarvada vishaye vyastadakhani sankara sedyo jagat para. Like the tortoise, whenever he finds himself in difficulties, he withdraws within his shell and he stays there until it is safe to come back out. That is what yoga teaches you, how to withdraw from the world and stay in your safe zone. Vyaratantesya vishayasya tyaktaharasya varshana binaragyam charogapi drishta brahma vinashyati. Those who discard certain karma that they do not want to perform, their thoughts become destroyed. They fight in the self. You cannot fight yourself. Whatever is your duty, binaragam charogapi, without that karma, without that action, you will never succeed in this world. Vipashyetate bhupatite mataya yogapa mantayetyendriyanayasya haratam balayano manaha. Control your sense organs. Control your thought. Control your mind, your actions. Remain firm in what you believe in. Those who cannot control their senses cannot get liberation. All effort, manya indriyayasya, all effort must be made to come out of this cycle of birth and death. By not controlling the senses, you move further and further away from God. And you become what is called a wandering soul. Control your life, O King. Yuktastani vashe kretva sarvada mataparo bhavet sanyatendriyaniha yasya sekrita dhiramata. Those who have controlled their senses always engage in the worship of Lord Ganesh. They should end their meditation in a prayer in my name. Those who have their senses under control remain so firm, and yet they are the greatest world producers. Chintaya yasya vishayan sangasteshu pajayate kama sanjayate tasmat tatakrodo vivardati. Those who engage only in worldly things, they will have that desire to get more and more and more and more. And then they become powerless, filled with these desires that cannot be fulfilled. Then, tatakrodo bibardati, that root that is called anger begins to grow in them. Krodha jnana yasan bharati vibramastu tatasmriti brashat swarage matirajatvam dvasanso pinashati. When such anger grow in them, they become ignorant. And all the good teachings that they had, they lose it. They lose their senses. And then they self-destruct. Vinadvesham jaragamacha gocharanyastu kaishare swadena hidayo vashaye santosham samrichachati. If you could live in this world without wants, if you could live without malice, if you could control the senses, then Santosham samrishashtati. Eternal peace is for you. Trividasyapi dokasya sanatosham vilayo bhavet. Pragya sanste tatashchayam prasanna hridayo bhavet. If you are satisfied with yourself, if you are happy with yourself, free yourself from the three types of pain, and then you become stable. Bina prasadamana murti, bina matvana bhavana, bina tamna sayo bhopa, vina tena kuto sukham. Without a happy mind, there is no knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no faith and belief. Without faith, there is no peace. Without peace, there is no happiness. You got to start from point one. Indriyas vanti charate vishayana nuvartate yanmanas tanmati mahanya dapsonavam marudyata. If the boat in the ocean, if there is too much wind, the boat will sink. In the same way, the uncontrolled mind is going to sink in this material world. The senses are like horses running astray without proper guidance. Yaratri sarva bhutanam tasyam nidratane vasa na swayam hirate yatra taratristasya bhumipa. Through ignorance, humanity is like a dark night. Those who have not controlled their senses will stumble and fall in that dark night. The yogis are the ones who are awake, and they are the ones who will lighten up the darkness. The yogis and the siddhis, they are the ones who will fill this world that is controlled by darkness. Sarita patimayati banati sarvato yatha ayate yam tata kama nasashanti kwatil labhet. Just as all rivers flow into the ocean and they never come back, in the same way, people who are filled with worldly desires, it doesn't have enough in the world to fill their desires. They remain ever seeking more and more and more. And yet, the more they get, nasashanti kwachil labhet, they will never find inner peace. Atastane hasanarodya saravata khani manava swasvartebhya pradhavanti bodhirasya sthiraratada. Your birthright is to control the senses. Only then knowledge will reveal itself to you. And when knowledge reveals itself to you, only then you could teach other people to come up to that level. Mamata ham krita yata saravana kama shayastyajet nityam agyana rato bhotva jnana muktim sayashyati. Discard this arrogance. Discard all worldly desires. And then your knowledge will guide you to the realm of the immortals. You will become one with the Supreme. Parama Brahma Diyama Bopa Yajita Nati Devata Turayam Vastam Aprapyati Jivana Mukta Prahasyasi. Through the blessings, through my blessings, O King, whoever accepts this teaching, whoever accepts this knowledge, whilst they are alive, Jivana Mukta, they have found that path to salvation. They have found that path to liberation. 17:8:23. Bolo Shri Ganesh and Bhagavan ki jai. That is the first chapter of the Ganesh Gita. So while the Havan is taking place, we'll ask the group to give us a bhajan and then we'll do the arati.
Vande Ganapati Vigna Vinashana हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो हे शशि शेखर नंदना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना जो ध्यावे वांछित फल पावे 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 अग्रदेव तुम्हें वंदना अग्रदेव तुम्हें वंदना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना काम क्रोध मद लोभ आदि हरो 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 निर्विकार निर्मल महा निर्विकार निर्मल महा वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो हे शशि शेखर नंदना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना 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 हे लंबोदर गजानना हे लंबोदर गजानना।
बोलो श्री गणेश नंद भगवान की जय। All will stand up, we join together in singing the arti. Om Jai Ganapati Deva. Om Jai Ganapati Deva Prabhu Jai Ganapati Deva Vighna Vinashana Swami Vighna Vinashana Swami Sukha Sampati Deva Om Jai Parvati Putra Kahavo Shankar Sut Swami Prabhu Shankar Sut Swami Gajananda Gananayak Gajananda Gananayak कनयनुगामी ओम जय रिद्धि सिद्धि के मालिक मोषक यशवारी प्रभु मोषक यशवारी कर जोरे विनती करे कर जो विनती करे आनंद युसवारी ओम जय गणपति देवा प्रथम आपको पूजन शुभ मंगल दाता प्रभु शुभ मंगल दाता से हो ये सब कारज से हो ये सब कारज दरिद्र हत जाता ओम जय सुंदर सुंदला दुंदर दुंदला मस्तक पर चंदा प्रभु मस्तक पर चंदा कारज सिद्ध करावो कारज सिद्ध करावो का तो सब पंदा ओम जय गणपति जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे प्रभु जो कोई नर गावे दारू कह बावती दारू कह बावती निश दिन सुख पावे ओम जय गणपति देवा जय गणपति देवा प्रभु जय गणपति देवा विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी सुख संपत्ति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सियापति रामचंद्र की जय, जगत जननी श्री दुर्गा माता की जय, बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, may kindly take your seats after you receive your arati. On your way down, parsad is available and meals are prepared for each and every one. Please stay and partake.